Hey guys, today I'm gonna explain you how to handle status codes in Express app. Go to this developer.mozilla.org website. It has a lot of information about status codes. It explains different ranges and what are the reasons that we use them. So to learn more, read this document. I will add the link in the description. Alright, why we need status codes? According to this document, we need HTTP status code to check whether the request is successfully completed or not. Let's go to the code and try some examples. In here, I have sent users when I request users, right? So you can see here, I have API/users. When I send it, I get status 200. Okay, that means the status is accepted. Whether we add it or not, we get that one by default. So let's add it manually. This is how you add status code. Status 200. We have a separate one for created. This is for post and some put requests. Okay, let's go to the code. Here we have add users, so we can send status 201. Okay, let's post a new user. You can see I get status created. Okay, here I'm gonna send rest.status 200 instead of 201 because we don't create one, right? When it's come to deleting, we have send a response with the string, right? We don't have to send something when you delete it. So instead of sending this, we can remove all the sendings. We can add status 204 and then we can end it. Okay, let's try that one now. Here you can see response is succeeded and there isn't anything in return. Here we only get the stated. Okay, this is what happens when we add 204 and end. So if we didn't at the end, we will get some errors. You can see this request is processing always. Okay, if you don't send something, make sure you end the request by adding .end. So let's send it again. Now you can see the request is completed. Alright, this is how we manage successful errors, but it isn't then because we need to manage error status codes. Okay, now I'm gonna pass rest.status 400 send a message. Okay, what this means, we have a error from the client side. Okay, so here we have two different errors. One is client error response, server error response. What is the difference? So client error response means in here we get the ID, right? User.params.id. That means it's coming from the client side in here. Okay, if I add any invalid ID, it is a client error. Okay, so let's think about after we send the correct request, but the code, this function user.find one and update function didn't work properly. That means it's a server error. Okay, we send the correct data to the server, but server is failed. Okay, that's the difference between 400 errors and 500 errors. Now here I have sent the client problem. Here I don't get anything from clients, right? I just only request users. In that case, I am going to add rest.send 500. I'm gonna pass the error.message. Okay, so by default I can add this. Okay, but the problem is in here there can be a client error. So in the model I have added name and it is required true. If I get a body without the name, there will be an error. Okay, so since I add this by default is show internal server error, but it is actually the client error. So what should we do in this project? To fix that, I have to add an if statement here. Then rest.status for send name is required. Okay, let's test the app. You can see error 404 name is required. Okay, I'm gonna add return after this. If you add returns, this function will stop in this place. Alright, in the update user part, let's add this one by default. Okay, let's add this one also because it's the same thing, right? We cannot update something if the thing is not here. In the delete user, I added the same thing just like the previous one. So I don't want to add custom error for this request.params.id because if you didn't pass a param, there will be a routing error automatically. Okay, if this ID is wrong, then this one throw a error using this error status code 500. Okay, this is what status code does. So this is how error handling works, but there is a easy way using middlewares. Okay, so in the next one I will show how the middleware works. Make sure you like and subscribe and have a nice day.